Imagine a system that solves two major problems at the same time: the growing amount of waste and the need for energy. Because a waste incineration plant is not just a facility that burns trash, but a highly engineered system that converts waste into usable heat and electricity. A modern waste incineration plant, often called a waste-to-energy facility, operates on the principle of controlled combustion, where waste is used as fuel, similar to coal or natural gas, but with one major difference. Waste is highly variable. It contains plastics, paper, organic material, textiles, and many other components, each with different energy content and combustion behavior. Because of this variability, the process must be carefully controlled from the very beginning. When waste arrives at the facility, it is not immediately burned. It is first unloaded into large storage bunkers, where it is mixed using overhead cranes. This mixing is critical. It helps create a more uniform fuel with consistent properties, which is necessary for stable combustion. Without this step, the process would be inefficient and unpredictable. From the bunker, waste is fed into the combustion chamber in a controlled manner. The goal is not simply to burn as much as possible, but to maintain a stable and efficient combustion process. Inside the combustion chamber, temperatures typically reach at least 850 degrees, often exceeding 1000 degrees. At these temperatures, most organic compounds break down completely, significantly reducing the volume of waste. In fact, the total volume can be reduced by up to 80 to 90%. What remains is primarily bottom ash and smaller quantities of residues. However, combustion is not just burning. It is a carefully controlled chemical process. The amount of air supplied, the temperature, and the movement of waste through the chamber must all be precisely regulated. Too little oxygen leads to incomplete combustion and harmful emissions. Too much reduces efficiency. The entire system is therefore continuously monitored and adjusted. A key feature of modern incinerators is the moving grate system, where waste is slowly transported through the combustion zone. This ensures that all material is exposed to the correct conditions for complete burnout. At the same time, the process releases a large amount of heat. And this is where the real value lies. Instead of wasting this heat, the plant captures and uses it to produce energy. A waste incineration plant is therefore not just a disposal system. It is an energy conversion system that transforms waste into a valuable resource. Once waste is fed into the combustion chamber, the process that follows is far more complex than simple burning, because waste does not ignite and burn uniformly, but instead goes through a sequence of physical and chemical transformations that must be carefully controlled to ensure complete energy extraction and minimal emissions. And this is why modern incineration plants use advanced grate systems combined with precise air and temperature management. If you like similar educational content, please like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. The moving grate is one of the most important components in the entire system because it slowly transports the waste through different zones of the furnace, ensuring that each portion of material undergoes the correct phase of combustion at the right time, rather than burning all at once in an uncontrolled manner. And this staged process is essential for efficiency and environmental performance. At the beginning of the process, waste enters the drying zone, where moisture is evaporated due to the high temperatures already present in the chamber, and this step is crucial because wet waste does not burn efficiently and would otherwise reduce the overall energy output of the system. As the material moves further along the grate, it enters the pyrolysis phase, where heat causes organic compounds to decompose and release volatile gases, even before actual combustion takes place. And these gases become a major source of energy when they ignite. Next comes the main combustion phase, where both the solid material and the released gases react with oxygen, producing high temperatures and generating large amounts of thermal energy. And this is where the majority of the energy content of the waste is converted into heat. Finally, in the burnout zone, the remaining carbon-rich residues are fully oxidized, ensuring that as little unburned material as possible remains in the bottom ash. Throughout this entire process, air supply is carefully controlled and typically divided into primary and secondary air streams, where primary air is introduced from below the grate to support the combustion of solid waste. while secondary air is injected above the waste bed to ensure complete combustion of gases and to reduce the formation of harmful compounds. Temperature control is equally critical, because maintaining temperatures above regulatory thresholds ensures the destruction of toxic substances and prevents the formation of pollutants such as dioxins. And this is achieved through continuous monitoring and automated control systems that adjust fuel feed and airflow in real time. The combustion process generates extremely hot flue gases, which carry a large amount of thermal energy, and instead of being released directly into the atmosphere, this energy is captured and used in the next stage of the system, making the incineration plant not just a waste disposal facility, but a highly efficient thermal energy generator. Once the combustion process produces extremely hot flue gases, the most important part of a waste-to-energy plant begins, which is the conversion of this thermal energy into electricity. And this is achieved using a system very similar to conventional thermal power plants, but with waste as the primary fuel instead of coal, gas, or nuclear reactions. The hot flue gases leaving the combustion chamber pass through a heat recovery boiler, which is designed to extract as much energy as possible from the gases before they are cleaned and released. And inside this boiler, water flows through a network of tubes that are heated by the surrounding hot gases. As the water absorbs heat, it transforms into steam. But not just any steam. It becomes high-pressure, high-temperature steam, which is essential for efficient energy conversion. The higher the pressure and temperature of the steam, the more energy it contains, and the more work it can perform in the next stage. This steam is then directed into a steam turbine, which is a rotating machine designed to convert the thermal energy of steam into mechanical energy. And as the steam expands and flows through the turbine blades, it causes the turbine shaft to spin at high speed. Connected to this shaft is a generator, which converts the mechanical rotation into electrical energy through electromagnetic induction, meaning that the movement of coils within a magnetic field generates an electric current. This is the moment where electricity is actually produced. As long as steam continues to flow, the turbine rotates and electricity is generated continuously. After passing through the turbine, the steam does not simply disappear. It is cooled in a condenser, where it turns back into water, and this water is then pumped back into the boiler, forming a closed-loop system known as the steam cycle, which significantly improves efficiency and reduces water consumption. In many modern plants, this system is combined with district heating, meaning that instead of wasting excess heat, it is distributed to nearby buildings for heating purposes, creating a combined heat and power system that dramatically increases overall efficiency. The energy conversion chain can therefore be summarized as a sequence of transformations, where the chemical energy stored in waste becomes heat through combustion, then steam, then mechanical rotation, and finally, electrical energy. This integrated system is what allows waste incineration plants to function not only as waste disposal facilities, but also as reliable energy producers. After the energy has been extracted from the hot flue gases in the boiler, the next critical stage is flue gas cleaning, because the gases produced during waste combustion contain particles, acidic compounds, heavy metals, and trace organic pollutants that must be removed before the gases can be safely released into the atmosphere. And modern incineration plants achieve this using multi-stage treatment systems that combine physical separation and chemical reactions. The first step typically focuses on removing particulate matter, including fine ash and dust carried by the flue gases, and this is done using electrostatic precipitators or fabric filters, where particles are either electrically charged and collected or physically trapped in filter materials, allowing even very small particles to be captured efficiently. Once the solid particles are removed, the gases still contain acidic components, such as sulfur oxides, hydrogen chloride, and other reactive compounds, which must be neutralized to prevent environmental damage, and this is achieved by injecting alkaline substances, such as lime or sodium bicarbonate, which chemically react with these acidic gases and convert them into stable salts that can be removed. Another critical step is the removal of toxic substances, such as heavy metals and dioxins, which are captured using activated carbon, a material with a very large surface area that can absorb harmful compounds and bind them so they can be filtered out of the gas stream. These combined processes ensure that the flue gases are progressively cleaned at each stage, with each system targeting a specific group of pollutants, and by the time the gases reach the final stage, their composition meets strict environmental regulations. The entire cleaning system is continuously monitored using sensors that measure concentrations of key substances in real time, allowing operators and automated systems to adjust chemical dosing, airflow, and other parameters instantly to maintain optimal performance. In addition to gaseous emissions, the cleaning process also produces secondary residues, such as fly ash and filter dust, which contain the captured pollutants and must be handled and disposed of safely, often as hazardous waste. Flue gas cleaning is therefore not a simple add-on, but a core part of the plant, ensuring that energy recovery from waste can be carried out without unacceptable environmental impact. When you look at a waste incineration plant as a complete system, its true value is not only in reducing waste volume, but in how efficiently it converts waste into usable energy. And this efficiency depends on how well every stage, from combustion to energy recovery and heat utilization, is optimized and integrated into a single continuous process. If the plant were to produce only electricity, its efficiency would typically be limited, often around 20 to 30%, because converting heat into electrical energy through a steam cycle inherently involves energy losses. But modern waste-to-energy plants significantly improve this by using combined heat and power systems, where both electricity and thermal energy are utilized instead of wasting excess heat. In such systems, the heat that remains after electricity generation is not released into the environment, but is instead distributed through district heating networks, supplying residential areas, commercial buildings, or industrial facilities, and this dramatically increases the total efficiency of the plant, often reaching 70 to 90% overall energy utilization. This dual use of energy transforms incineration plants into highly efficient energy hubs, rather than simple disposal facilities, and it also makes them valuable components of urban energy infrastructure, especially in colder regions where heat demand is high. From an environmental perspective, waste incineration plays a complex but important role, because while it does produce emissions, modern plants are equipped with advanced flue gas cleaning systems that significantly reduce pollutants, often to levels comparable with or lower than many traditional energy sources. At the same time, incineration reduces the need for landfills, which are a major source of methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas, and by converting waste into energy, it helps recover value from materials that would otherwise be lost. However, it is important to understand that waste to energy is not a replacement for recycling. The most sustainable approach is still to reduce, reuse, and recycle as much material as possible, and only use incineration for waste that cannot be effectively processed in other ways.